Hey there! In this video, I'll talk about the top 10 countries for budget travel. I'll be considering not only the cost of living but also the living conditions in these countries, healthcare, standard of living, quality of accommodation, and the availability of good beaches. So, let's get started. Starting from the bottom. The first country we'll discuss is the Philippines. The Philippines welcome tourists from Russia who are fully vaccinated with a WHO-approved vaccine. Russians do not need a visa if their stay does not exceed 30 days, and you can also extend your stay at the immigration office. This costs around 3,000 to 5,000 pesos. 1 peso is approximately equal to 1.5 rubles. You can extend your stay without leaving the country for up to 3 years. Therefore, the country is considered attractive for expatriates, remote workers, and those who want to stay longer in the Philippines. The Philippines is a very beautiful country with many places worth visiting. In terms of unbridled wilderness, it probably has it all. An excellent diving, fantastic wild jungles. The Philippines consists of 7,500 islands and reefs and atolls, of which only 2,000 are inhabited. Visit one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, Boracay, swim with a mask and snorkel with whale sharks, visit Dalgopayatova, and just take a tour of the very beautiful and picturesque places of the Philippines. Unvaccinated travelers must undergo a 14-day quarantine upon arrival. So, what about prices? Prices for accommodation in the Philippines can vary from island to island, as well as depending on the proximity to the beach and the popularity of the island itself. But if we take the average price, you can rent accommodation from $200. The average price is approximately $300 to $400. For this money, you can rent, for example, a house somewhere not on the island of Cebu. On the island of Boracay, a similar house will cost you somewhere around $100 to $200 more. Of course, if you rent for a long term, the price will be lower. Some say that you can even rent a house for 10,000 pesos, but such options are very few and very difficult to find. Of course, there are very budget options. Yes, you can rent a room for 6,000 pesos in a guest house, where the conditions will be on the floor and there will also be a shared kitchen. Rooms in hotels cost from 400 pesos for a double standard room, but the average price is around 700,000. And per night. As for food prices, we'll focus on the cost of a package of milk, chicken, and fruits. Prices in cafes in the Philippines for food vary around 300 to 400 pesos per person. In local cafes, you can get by with 150 to 150 pesos. And sometimes cheaper. Mango costs approximately $1.50, papaya $0.50, cucumbers $1 to $3, and chicken about $3 per kilogram. And, of course, don't forget to try the excellent Filipino rum. The cost of a bottle starts from 80 pesos. There are no direct flights, but you can always get there via Doha with Qatar Airways or via Dubai with Emirates. The average cost of a flight is around 40,000. The ninth country is Cambodia. The country welcomes Russian tourists. You can also only get there with transfers. There are no direct flights. You need to obtain an electronic visa in advance. Fully vaccinated tourists need to take an express test upon arrival, the result of which will be known in 15 to 20 minutes. After receiving the result, you can travel freely. Unvaccinated tourists, on the other hand, must undergo a 14-day quarantine in Cambodia. Quite a few Russians have moved here permanently. This is because the cost of living here is quite low. A family of 2 can live on $130 to $140 per week, not including rent. Milk costs around $2 per liter, chicken around $4. Fruits such as avocado, watermelon, mango, etc., cost about $1.50 per kilogram. Cambodia does not have important duties on alcohol, so alcoholic beverages are quite affordable here. Jack Daniel's whiskey costs around $10 to $12, martini about $8, rum $8 to $9 per bottle. You can rent accommodation from $200 for a budget option up to $500 for a penthouse apartment with cleaning, a pool, gym, and security in the building. That's why Cambodia has become so popular lately among people who prefer to live or work by the sea. In 8th place is Egypt. If flights from Russia are restored, charter flights and tourists can obtain either a single electronic tourist visa for $25 or a multiple entry tourist visa for $60. The cost of accommodation also depends on the proximity to the beach, starting at around $300 to $400. You can live in urban areas where apartment prices are cheaper. Among the downsides are that it can be very dirty here, with a lot of trash. There are compounds, something resembling condominiums. They have their own closed territory, staff who take care of the area, pools, and playgrounds. All equipped with appliances, furniture, and everything necessary for living. Such accommodation is suitable for families with children. Egypt is attractive because it doesn't take much time to fly there, and the water temperature in the Red Sea rarely drops below 20 degrees Celsius. You can swim there even in winter. Oranges, melons, and bananas cost around $260 to $370. Strawberries and mangoes are about $1. Milk is half a dollar, chicken is $1.50. Lately, prices in Egypt have been rising, so it's quite possible that the cost has gone up now. Hotels usually don't have a children's menu. If you need a children's menu, you should pay attention to dietary dishes. The cost of a package tour starts from $55,000 per person. Recently, 2 women died from a shark attack in the region, so there is danger on the beaches. Thailand. The tourism industry in Thailand is very developed, and the country attracts tourists from all over the world with its beaches, cultural attractions, and delicious cuisine. The cost of accommodation may vary depending on the location and level of comfort, but on average, you can find good options from $500 to $1,000 per month. Prices for food in restaurants and cafes are also quite reasonable, and you can enjoy a variety of dishes at an affordable price. Mexico. The country attracts with its picturesque beaches, cultural heritage, and magnificent cuisine. The cost of living in Mexico depends on the region and the level of comfort, but in general, you can find affordable options from $600 to $1,500 per month. Food in Mexico is quite cheap, and you can try many diverse dishes for moderate money. Indonesia. Indonesia is famous for its beautiful beaches, amazing natural attractions, and rich culture. The cost of living in Indonesia varies from $400 to $1,000 per month, depending on the location and living conditions. Food in Indonesia is also available at reasonable prices, and you can enjoy a variety of dishes from the local cuisine. Portugal. Portugal attracts tourists with its beautiful beaches, historic cities, and wonderful cuisine. The cost of living in Portugal varies from €700 to €1,500 per month, depending on the region and the level of comfort. Food in Portugal is quite affordable, and you can enjoy local delicacies without spending a lot. Vietnam. Vietnam attracts with its beautiful beaches, amazing culture, and delicious cuisine. The cost of living in Vietnam is relatively low and varies from $300 to $800 per month, depending on the location and living conditions. Food in Vietnam is also quite cheap, and you can enjoy a variety of dishes from the local cuisine at an affordable price. Georgia. Georgia attracts tourists with its picturesque mountains, wineries, hospitality, and delicious cuisine. The cost of living in Georgia is relatively low and varies from $300 to $1,000 per month, depending on the region and living conditions. Food in Georgia is quite cheap, and you can enjoy a variety of dishes from the local cuisine at an affordable price. These are the top 10 countries for budget travel in 2024. I hope this information will be useful for your travel plans.